Some symbols just feel different, right? They don't just sit there on the page. It's like they're ancient, alive, almost like a memory that's been carved into all of us. Well, today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and mysterious of them all, the all-seeing eye.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? We're not talking about some passive icon here. The sources describe it as this active presence, an emblem that feels like it's looking right through you, holding a secret that's as old as civilization itself.
So that really brings us to the central question we're trying to answer here. I mean, think about it. You see this thing everywhere, from ancient temple walls and, forbidden manuscripts, all the way to the back of a dollar bill. It just keeps showing up. So what's the riddle here? What is this ancient eye really trying to tell us? Okay, so first things first, we've got to be clear. This is not some modern invention. Not at all. The sources are really clear on this. It's this recurring emblem that has literally watched humanity for thousands of years. It's almost like it's following us through time. All right, so if we're going to crack this riddle, we have to go way back. I'm talking back to the dawn of civilization. How did the ancient world see this thing? Let's listen in on the earliest whispers of what it all meant. And when I say deep, I mean deep. We're not just talking about one culture here. This is a symbol that held onto its power for literally thousands of years. I mean, look at this. Around 3000 BCE, boom, it pops up in ancient Egypt as the Eye of Horus. Fast forward to 2500 BCE, and there it is in Mesopotamia, the mark of the sky father, Anu. Then it shows up in Persia around 600 BCE, and again in ancient Greece by 500 BCE. This wasn't just some passing trend. It was a constant, powerful presence. So let's start with Egypt. Their whole take on this was fascinating. They believed their gods didn't see with, physical eyes like we do. Nope. They saw with this kind of luminous consciousness that could see right through matter itself. And the goal for a person? It was to embody this eye, to become, as they put it, awake inside the dream of the world. Pretty cool, right? Now, if we jump over to Mesopotamia, the idea starts to shift a bit. Over there, they carved the eye on top of their ziggurats. It represented the inescapable awareness of their sky god, Anu. It was basically a symbol of cosmic law, this celestial watcher that saw everything. You just couldn't hide from it. And then you've got Zoroastrian Persia, which adds another fascinating layer. Here, the eye wasn't just a passive observer, oh no, it was an active participant. The Eye of Ahura Mazda was seen as this cosmic force that was literally holding the universe together and fighting off chaos. Okay, so we've established the eye is ancient, it's powerful, but it's also kind of like a language. And to really get what it's saying, we need to break it down. We've got to decode its two core parts, the eye itself and that triangle it's always sitting in. So, on the surface, the two parts seem simple, but man, they go deep. The eye, that's all about pure awareness. It's the silent witness just observing. And the triangle, well, that symbolizes the very structure of existence itself, what a lot of ancient traditions called spirit, soul, and body. Think of it like the sacred mountain of being, the whole threefold nature of reality.
So, what happens when you put them together? Well, by placing that eye inside the triangle, ancient mystics were making this huge philosophical statement. They were saying that awareness isn't just some byproduct of creation, it's the source of it. In other words, consciousness comes first.
And this is a really critical turning point in the story of this symbol, because right here, its meaning starts to shift. It goes from being about this external, all-powerful God watching us from on high to something way more personal, way more intimate, an internal principle, a potential that's actually inside all of us. And what's so wild is that this inward turn wasn't just an isolated idea. It was a universal theme that popped up all over the place among mystics. You've got Gnostics, early Christians, Tibetan Buddhists, alchemists. They all, kind of on their own, came to the exact same conclusion. The real all-seeing eye, well, that's something you find within yourself. The alchemists actually gave us a perfect metaphor for this whole process. For them, getting the Philosopher's Stone wasn't really about turning lead into actual gold. It was all about inner transformation. It was this deep, personal journey to harmonize all the parts of yourself and awaken this inner sight, to finally see with the eye of truth. Freemasonry, well, they took this idea and ran with it. Their secret teachings suggest that the great architect isn't some god way off in the heavens.
Instead, the mind of creation itself is looking out from within everything, every stone, every star, and yeah, every single human heart. So we're being observed, sure, but not from above, from within.
Okay, so all of this brings us to our final section, and finally to solving the riddle. We've traced the symbol's history, we've broken down its language, we've followed its journey from the outside in. So what's the bottom line? What is its ultimate message for us right here and right now?
At its deepest level, the symbol represents what the sources call the witness. And what is that? It's this incredible idea of a single, shared, universal consciousness that is looking out through your eyes, my eyes, every pair of eyes that has ever existed. It's that silent awareness that connects every single one of us.
Which, of course, brings us right back to the most common interpretation, and, let's be honest, the most common fear. Does this symbol just mean that some big, powerful entity is constantly watching us, judging every move we make? The answer, if you listen to the deepest mystical traditions, is a simple and pretty resounding no.
And here it is. Here's the final twist in the tale. The symbol isn't a threat. It's got nothing to do with surveillance. It's an invitation. The greatest riddle ever carved into stone isn't a warning that you're being watched. It's an encouragement for you to start watching, to turn that incredibly powerful gaze of awareness onto your own thoughts, your own actions, your own self.
And really, that's the question the symbol leaves us with, isn't it? It's been staring at humanity for 5,000 years, just waiting. Waiting for us to finally stare back, not with fear, but with recognition. So, what happens when you finally accept that invitation? What happens when you turn the all-seeing eye upon yourself?